was walking a lot in the summer. So I had these goals. I was trying to get 100,000 steps in a day, and I did. And it took a lot of training. And there was 1 week where I did 65,000 steps a day for a whole week. It's like 455,000 steps, which is like 200 and some miles. So I did that. But then I started to find out that other people are doing it too. Like where some people are like doing steps where it doesn't even make sense. Like this one lady did like 164,000 steps in a day. So I don't even know how it was possible, because if you're walking pretty fast, you're going about 6,500 steps an hour. Say 6,000 to 6,700 steps an hour. So when you calculate her 163,000 steps, it just looks like she's walking those steps for 24 hours. How would you do that hiking though? So sometimes I kind of, it makes me think, but yeah, I was able to, I didn't need to lose weight, but I was able to go down like 20 pounds, and that made me pretty slim, because I was trying to build muscle. So I need to gain back the weight, but do working out again, because I don't want to be at the weight I am at right now, which is like the lowest I went down was 145. But when I started doing this, I was at like 178 or something. Now I'm at like 150. So I need to get back up, start working out again, and working out like more weightlifting and not cardio. Cardio is a little bit too much. Okay, so I forgot my gimbal, so it's gonna be kind of like vlog style. Because if I want to have really smooth shots, I'm gonna use my gimbal, my DJI Osmo 2. I really like that gimbal. I get my mom a gimbal, the DJI like 4. Yeah, so this there's a creek. You hear the water. Yeah, Charlie likes the outdoors. Like every time I try to go out, he's like attached to me, like wants to go out. But I think that I know he loves food more than he loves going out. But he also loves going out. So there's like a balance on all the things that he loves. He likes to go outside, he likes to eat, he likes to sleep, of course, or to be, babied and stuff. So he's like most dogs, they're very affectionate. But yeah, this area is like very peaceful. See, it's has like a little creek that goes through, and you see the hills, all nice and green. It's getting dark. Likes to kick the dirt. Sometimes he's kicking it when it's not even in the area where he, did his business or where he peed. He just kicks dirt everywhere. Sometimes I'm trying to pick up his stuff, and I call it business when he does his business, or he left his transactions and then I have to pick it up, and he's kicking dirt on me or like leaves or something. So I tell him like, come on, okay, thank you. Like I thank him for helping. But he doesn't ever do it on the cement. Charlie, come on. So some dogs, same dogs that were barking at Charlie the other day, he had a run-in with again. One lady was saying that they were jealous because Charlie was out and walking. And I said, well, they have a big backyard. She goes, it's not the creek. It's not like the creek. So they were, wanting to go on the creek, and then they're always in the backyard. It's a big backyard. It's not the same, they say. Sunset. It's already set. And we're not gonna go we may not even go to the end because it's probably gonna be dark by that time. So I've been getting like around 20 to 28,000 steps a day now. I went way down because you have to have balance. You can't be out there walking like 10, 15 hours a day. There's this one lady that I inspired, and she never went after a lot of steps. Like she was like doing like 30,000, 40,000 a day. And when I posted that I was doing like 65,000, and then eventually I did my first Olympic one was 100,000 back in November. She said that I was very inspirational. And I said, no, you could do it too. I told her that you can do it. And she was, I don't know, like I have to get my husband on board. And I told her you could do it, believe in yourself. And she said, maybe I have to pay, increase my steps per week, gradually work towards it, like what I did. So she did it. She started increasing her steps, and all of a sudden she got her first Olympic like about 8 days after mine, because I got mine in the competition back to back. I did like 91,000 on the first day of the competition, and the second day I did 105. So I kind of delivered my first badge during the competition, and just for the 2 days. So it was really brutal, and my feet were on fire, and it's the first time that I went that far, because I had only done 65,000, and then all of a sudden I did 91 one day and then 105 the next. So the lady went out and did it, and then all of a sudden she got inspired, and now she's doing it like crazy. All she's doing is walking, and there's too much walking. If you keep doing too much of it, then you're not sleeping, you're not doing anything, because the endorphins that you release is going to keep you up. It's going to be really incredibly hard to sleep. If you're out there walking like 16, 17 hours a day, that's just too much. Like you need to do other things, because if you're not barely sleeping and then you're dedicating all your time to walking, like what would you get from that? Because I know that now she did like 100,000 steps like 10 times now. She got like 10 Olympic badges when she didn't have any before I told her. Come on. Yeah, so you have to have a balance, because if you're doing too many steps, so if you calculate, say 6,000, 6,500 if you're walking on the regular road, but if you're hiking, then it's going to take longer, because you're going up like hills, so you're not going to be able to like walk up hills as fast as you do when you're walking on regular paths. So I think that if you create balance and stuff, then you could benefit from it. You just want too much cardio. If you do too much cardio, then you're overworking yourself, and then you might lose a lot of weight, and it could be counterproductive. Come on, Charlie, let's go. Come on, buddy. And so that's what I figured out, like, because if everybody else is doing it too, then they're like going out there and delivering the same amount of steps or more. Then doing $100,000, it seems to be 100,000 steps. Seems to be something that is not as valuable as it was when I set out to do it. So instead of trying to go out there and impress people with numbers, I think it's better to teach people how to do it. So you want to do 100,000 steps, I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to show you, prepare you. Because if you're just going out there and you need some self-worth, or say, I need to get these steps so people can come and start complimenting me, but people I've never met before, and feeling good because I'm getting compliments, then it's not real. It's not authentic. Now you're looking at comment sections of some places where it looks like somebody cleaned it up, because when they're talking about a certain topic that is not filtered, it seems like everybody's like fighting or speaking their mind. You want to know that type of stuff. You want to know the truth, because when you're sitting there, say, posting stuff about your steps or whatever you may post, and everything is this like positive, and you don't get any variation. Like it's just all like pro for something like positive, and people are just praising, and it's just a little too much. I don't think I like those type of pages or comment sections or any social media that it just seems like everyone's just like on the pro ship, of like you're this or that. Like it's always like something like where it's just too much, like where they're putting people on pedestals and stuff, or they're actually like what they're doing, or when people are like complaining about not being able to do something, or they're feeling lazy, then you get a lot of people come on and they're not gonna say like, well, like, wow, like, why did you post that? Because you're barely doing any steps, well, how hard it is to do. Like, nobody's gonna like say what they're thinking. They're gonna say like, oh, I know how you feel, and all that and stuff. So the creek right there, see, there's like a little waterfall. I've been thinking a lot, like, so I started this YouTube channel like over 2 years ago because I want to inspire people and all that, but I also wanted to create some type of like passive income as well, like a place where I can make a lot of videos and can inspire people, but also, you know, the time that you spend, you also generate some ad revenue. It hasn't worked out that way because I have like 70 subscribers, and it's very hard to get subscribers. Like, not even the people that your family or your friends or your fans, like on your other social media, they don't even jump aboard. Like, you could have stuff that could even help yourself to improve and get better. Like, where if I look at my old videos about silent treatment, or just little things about inspiration or about life, like why we chase after things, why we want, and why we desire, and why we feel like we need something, and why we want to be in a relationship with someone based on their looks, and then you find out the truth about them and that they're not the person you thought they were, and then you decide that you had to go through that, because what if you didn't know that? And then you start like putting them on a pedestal and thinking that you lost opportunity with them, and then you have these regrets. People get regrets because they feel that certain people make them happy to the point where they can never be happy in their life if they don't get that person, because then they start to think that. So the reason why they have, like, say when you see some people when they get into a relationship, they start posting with their new companion, and it's like it's excessive, like where everything is about that person. There's this one girl that during the pandemic, you know, like when they had like this empowerment for women, and somebody challenged her to put something for, you know, about women with her in it, and then she put her and her guy, and it was almost like she posts her and her guy all the time, but then when I knew her, she was always like kind of putting herself down and like pitying herself and not feeling good because she was depressed, but she would just be posting all kind of stuff. That when she got into a relationship, she made it look like that she was just better than everybody, that she was like trying to teach people how to be like her, like you could get love too, and almost like you could be like me. She was like very condescending, like my life is better now and I'm with this guy, and it seems like it's a pattern because it's happened in the past where other people and it doesn't work out, and then they don't kind of confront some of the things that they do. Like, there's no personal responsibility, it's always what the guy does, and it could go both ways. They're always posting about things like where they weren't really valuing themselves, and you kind of knew that they were just wasn't proud of what they've done, or they didn't have anything to show, and they weren't really like, they didn't have the self-worth that they should have. So then when they get into a relationship, now they're just posting like crazy and smiling, and now the sunshine is like this shining on them, and then they start to make it look like others, like, if you want what I got, or like, this is my family life, this is what I could do for you and all that. Then they start to, and I see this, a coach does this too, someone that I follow. He always says like, I love this, I love doing this, I love making a difference in people's lives and all that, but then he'd be posting stuff every day, and then one day he comes up with, oh, these are my rates, these are how much I charge. I mean, it's okay to charge for your services, but don't try to trick people into thinking that you're doing it because you love to do it if you just want to make money doing it. Yeah, you could be good at what you do and make money, and you could be honest about that. Like, yeah, I mean, this is like a business for me, but I enjoy doing it. It's like a dream job, and I do want to make a difference in people's lives, and I'm glad that I'm able to do this as a job, but also I'm glad to make a difference. And sometimes I don't take money and I help other people. You could be clear about that and be transparent, but when people are starting to make it look like they'll do it for free, and then they won't do it for free because they have rates and stuff. So I just see a lot of people that the reason they're doing it is because there's some deeper issues and some deeper challenges that they're dealing with, stuff from the past, and maybe people didn't value them in the relationships, and then they would carry it forward and always blame that other person, and that they wouldn't take personal responsibility, because taking personal responsibility is important. It's saying that I acknowledge that I contribute to this mess that I've gotten into, or like I'm responsible for this because I made these decisions. Or you can't always like blame people and stuff and you get out of it, because there's this like stigma of like, if you blame someone, then you won't take any responsibility for it, because it's always viewed as if you did something wrong, it's negative. Or if you're wrong, then it's negative. So being right is always positive, and blaming somebody else so you don't have to take blame. You know how somebody you might work with somebody and they might make this mistake, but they'll like point blame at somebody else because they don't want to accept that. And the reason why they don't accept that is because it's viewed as being negative. And so, I mean, I just see a lot of people, and it's like being a writer, writing movies, and working, doing other writing gigs along the way, hustles, to keep your dream going. But you also learn about people, because when you're telling stories or you're writing scripts, it's about character development. It's about knowing how people act in a situation and how they respond. And knowing how to do that will help you to become a better screenwriter, because you just know how people change, or you know what weaknesses people have, you know how they react, and what excuses they make. Like everything that we see in daily life, everything we see on the internet, why people want attention, why people act the way they do, is all part of like screenwriting. It's like that transformation. Like they need to realize it themselves, because if somebody tries to tell them, they call it aggressive. I heard it on the news. If somebody tries to tell somebody unsolicited advice, they say, then they say that's aggressive. So meaning that you can't tell somebody what bothers you about them or what they do, because it could be viewed as aggressive. So it's almost like they're not willing to change, and they're not going to change. So you can make a decision whether you want to be around them or not. I mean, if they're family, then you're going to have to deal with them. But if they're like friends or coworkers or other people, then you can make a decision if you want to be friends with them anymore, or to interact or socialize with them. So I mean, there's just so much about life. I mean, I see that sometimes I have a lot of knowledge. I have degrees in education. So I have like a lot of degrees, like 4 degrees, and served in the military and done a lot of writing, and I've written commercials and written academic and clinical for hospital. I could do all that stuff and have so many other skills where I've done SEO and marketing, and you have a wide range of skills, but for some reason you can't self-promote yourself. Like if I create something, I'm not really taking off. If I have social media, I'm stuck at like 300 and some people, and I do the work and I promote myself, but it doesn't work out. It seems like I could do more for other people than I could do for my own self. Like when I do something for somebody else, people receive it and they see it and they respond to it. But when I do it for myself, try to create a brand or build some type of following, then it's impossible. Like I start websites and I'm not getting any type of like hits. Like I had a ride sharing website that was making money at one time, but I have a screenwriting.us site, screenwriting.us. my screenwriting vlog, and I'm really not getting any people coming over. And then I got this channel, and this channel has 70 subscribers in 2 years. Put out like 3 to 400 videos. Spent a lot of time making them and trying to help people. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but I just don't feel like I'm able to reach people that need those particular coaching tips or advice, or to, like, you know, to learn how to live your dream or to do certain things. But maybe if I was someone that I sold in option scripts, or I mean, I was really good with ride sharing, like I knew about it. So here's one particular video on ride sharing that did take off. I got like only like 10,000 views on it. It was just one video on like Getaround, how to use Getaround to do Uber. So that video, 6 minutes long, and it got a lot of views. But I was like, I need to make more videos like that, I guess. It's probably the context, like Gary Vee says, the context of videos, and not the content that you put out. The context of like what you're choosing to put out, whether you're teaching or, you know, helping somebody with something with business. Or so I feel like that I just don't want to waste my time. I don't want to spend too much time on other things. Like if I had to go out and work out for 15, 16 hours a day, walking is too much. Like I don't want to be doing that. So I only did it because I want to challenge myself to return back some of the discipline that I lost before, or to improve on time management, to do those things. But what I discovered, and I always knew it, is that I don't have a lot of people in my life that, actually I don't really have anyone that could look at my writing, look at my stories and say, you know what, like where they want to read my stories. I had like a co-writer, but it was more about for what he wanted, his dream, more about like, this is for his dream. But he'd always say like, I'm doing it for you, and I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you. And it's like, I want to do this. He always makes it look like you, but then you look at like some of the stuff that he writes, then it's not about you. It's like the little things that he does. Maybe like one time he had borrowed some money, and then he set these terms like I would lose my rights to my film if I didn't pay it back in this certain time. Or he would have something like, oh, I just want to buy your rights, and you know, you deserve the money, and I know that you need it and you deserve it. So he could just get the rights for really dirt cheap. And I'm thinking like, no, I don't think so. I'll split the rights, but I'm not going to give it up. So there's like those things that they do, or maybe they lie about something that you know the truth about, and it's something big, and they're just not sharing the truth because they think that you don't know the truth, and then you do, but they make it look like somebody else is the problem, and it's something that could be, it's really bad. Then I think that those things that they do, then it's not really about them wanting it for you, because we can't believe that when people are saying, oh, I'm doing it for you. Is this a way of sometimes manipulation, or like what people do to control people to get what they want? So I think that, yeah, be very cautious of people when you have some type of dreams, talents, or skills, or something that people may need to get what they want and stuff. So I don't have a lot of people that I know that will actually read my work if I'm not paying them. Saying somebody that takes interest, say, hey, I want to read some of your pages, or I want to read your script or your writing or something. Like, I don't have a lot of fans either. When I used to write for just the main website, I had some fans like that liked my writing, and I have people that do like my writing, but I don't have a lot of people like where they're going to be like, hey, I want to help you with the script. It's like where they don't, there's nothing that they want out of it, like, you know, the co-writer and stuff, like stuff that I would do for people. Like if somebody want me to read something, I'm going to read it, give them my input, what I think will work and how we can make it better if they want that. But yeah, it's incredibly hard to get support where people will, you know, when you have that support, sometimes it could be the difference in you making your dream possible and you taking longer to achieve it because of like motivational and inspirational